guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana and today I want to talk a little bit about self-care because it's important. There are two types of self-care. The self-care that comes from the self to raise our frequency because we feel good is a source of gratitude. We do this because we honor the body, we honor who we truly are. We practice this because we feel that we need to take care of our temple. The other side, number two, is the self-care that is practiced because of low self-esteem, to gain external attention and validation because we feel that we're not enough and we need someone externally to make us feel good. This is also connected to transhumanism, a topic that I shared in the previous podcast. So if you want to know more about this, please check the podcast about transhumanism. This is exactly the outcome of what that experiment is doing to us. Self-care is the practice that raises our frequency, along with other habits that we should practice daily, like I shared in other videos or blogs about specific techniques that can raise our frequency, clear our bodies, realign the cellular structure with the higher energy, and ground and embody the crystalline grid systems through the body, because we become pure vessels to ground this type of frequency to earth so that we can radiate this light frequency and activate more and more people through our fields. It's not one thing and when you do this you're done. It's a constant evolution, it's a constant practice. We have so much potential that we are slowly coming to the realization, oh, I feel more things, and why we need structure and how it helps with self-care and self-confidence and how everything begins with that. If you don't have structure, you feel that you don't have control and you are all over the place. But when you create a structure that works for you and you are practicing discipline, you build resiliency, you build yourself through your daily tasks. We learn through the challenges, through not being disciplined enough to practice more discipline when you don't feel like doing things. It's there where you're learning to become more of who you want to be and who you truly are, by becoming aware of that aspect of yourself and working with you to heal that and integrate that into a better version of yourself. We become so lazy as people because we have instant gratification, that in order to succeed at something we need to over deliver, do more things that we expect ourselves to, because we have so much fire within us that needs to get out in a balanced way. And if we don't practice that fire that comes from our hearts and from our spirit that wants to express through what we love doing, we are using the other side. We use this fire to self-sabotage basically, or to get energy from other people. So again, this is what we are integrating from within us, to learn how to use both aspects, to know how to balance ourselves. To have a structure helps me to have a goal and to break things down into smaller pieces, to manage your energy and to know this is done today. You get yourself where you want to be. The only thing that holds you back is usually yourself, because you don't put in enough effort in what you want to manifest. You just say you want it, but when it comes to the action, you just don't do it because you either don't have a structure, or you don't feel like you are good enough, or you don't have the energy to do that. But all these are excuses. So if you break down why you believe those things you believe, you find the reason behind it, and usually it's because either the fear of success or the fear of failure or other things in the way that you can overcome by integrating. And when you're serious about a dream, when you're serious about your job, about a relationship, about something that you're working on, about a hobby or whatever it is, if you're serious about it, if you really want that, this is a new year. Every day for me is a new year, is a way to start fresh. If you're not happy with what you're doing, just change what you're doing by having a structure that works for you. I'm currently on it, and by practicing this, I know how to maintain this frequency because I create a program for myself and a structure, and doing specific things that help me be more in alignment with who I am. And I know that if I don't do that for a day or two, then I'm not able to deliver. When you align yourself with your source, you have unlimited power and unlimited amounts of energy. When you start doing that, if you love doing that, it's going to be instantly like boom, it's going to be there for you. Like the way I'm sharing this information, I started with a plan, but I'm sharing more things because I get into the zone. Like, this is the passion, the true passion, your true authenticity, the thing that you're meant to be doing. If you learn how to spend the solitary time doing something that you love, building yourself up rather than wasting your time, or if you are with people all the time, you don't have the time to be by yourself and create something that you love. You say you want to, but you never do. So you need to create the space and time to be by yourself, to use that solitary time to heal, to identify belief systems, to do things, to create things, to dream, to see where am I and where do I want to go. What are the excuses that I say to myself? If you self-reflect, you self-discover, you practice self-care, all these things that get you into alignment with yourself, into the center. My frequency is raising and I feel better about myself. I like when things are organized and they smell good, and I like when I smell good and feeling good and looking good. I like working out because I see changes in my body, I see changes in my mentality, in my energy levels. This is the cultivation of self-love, the true self-love. I don't do it because I get attention or because I get more likes or because I get more followers. I do it because I love the results that I see. I love noticing my mentality and noticing changes. And this becomes a way of life. This becomes a mentality that helps you do more things, that helps you grow and learn and become more self-aware of your habits, your beliefs, your everything. And you shift to a timeline where you are happy about who you are. You don't feel less than, you don't feel that you're not enough. You feel content, you feel whole from within without needing external validation. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, we like external validation, but up to a point. We don't base our life on getting that validation externally. If we practice the self-care internally first, because we like how we feel elevated within, it radiates and it shows that it comes from an authentic place. This is the most powerful and the most beautiful thing you can embody. Learning more about the power that this physical body has, not just as a physical body, but as a DNA, because everything is so interconnected with everything else, and how the neurons work, how the brain works, how the heart fields work. It's a beautiful journey of self-discovery, and this is what I call awakening, because you're awakening to a version of yourself that is whole, that is always there, omnipresent, the stillness within the energetic motion. And it's not always I found myself, I'm here, I'm good. You find yourself, then you lose it. When you taste that feeling of, oh, I found myself, then something else comes to sway you out so that you can feel the need to find yourself again and to find your center again, because you like that energy. And when you practice this enough, when you do this enough, when you do this daily, you're more able to maintain that frequency, because the more you practice it, the more you know how to do it. And when something external happens to test you again, you get stronger and stronger and stronger every time. And you're more able to tune inwards than be swayed by the external. You strengthen this internal connection of the inner tree, and you learn how to maintain your internal and external realities when needed. And you discover more things about yourself that you never thought you would. I don't know about you, but like when my environment smells good and it's clean and I feel clean, my skin is hydrated, everything is organized. When I do things physically, I get into the zone of like slowing down. And when you slow down, you're more present. You practice things in a more mindful way. When you slow down, you allow your DNA to open up. It's a form of meditation, and especially with other practices like stretching in the morning, You open up the meridians of the body, you breathe deeper, you ground first thing in the morning, so then you're more into the moment, into the self. You begin your day with the frequency that feels more in resonance with who you truly are as a body, as a heart, and not as much as a mind. You learn how to integrate the mind by tuning into the heart. We're not always mind, mind, mind. It's necessary. But this is what we're integrating, the feminine and the masculine side. The masculine side is more of the brain, the feminine side is more of the heart. When we integrate them both into one, and we know when to practice mind and we know when to practice heart, we bring balance to the imbalance, and we bring healing to the distortion by embodying that from within ourselves. We don't expect that from the outside. And if we see something that we don't like externally, we acknowledge it, and we see how it triggers us within, so that we can see what belief systems we hold and why we get triggered, because everything is a reflection. It's to show you what you feel and why you feel that. You go through specific processes until you realize why you're going through that, what you are learning through that, or what other people are learning through that, because we're all reflections of one another. Maybe it's not because of you, maybe it's because of them. And everybody has their own lessons to learn, and if not, well, that's not up to you. What you can do is to know how to be yourself more, be compassionate, and practice discernment, and integrate yourself. You can't force things to change. You have no control of external things. You can only change and control yourself and how you react and what you think about the things that happen to you. There's a lot of cycles and a lot of things going on simultaneously, because this is what multidimensional beings are. We have senses, we grow our senses to a point where we are tested and trained so that we can maintain the frequency. When we see why we hold specific belief systems, we can then drop them, because we don't need them anymore to show us why they're there. They show us the reason, we integrate the reason, we accept that, and we work on healing that aspect depending on what you're processing. The path is a practice. There is no end. Yes, there is DNA activation, but it doesn't happen instantly. It's a practice of alignment, clearing, detoxing, moving the energy, becoming more self-aware, practicing things that help us learn more of who we truly are, and everything that comes after that is not just the physical. I feel like you probably need something like this to see that it's not a spiritual woo-woo thing, it's something practical, and it's not just because I said it, it's because I'm living it, and I know the benefits of it. It's a reflection of myself, and I know that if I can do it, you can too. So thank you for being here. Practice the warrior mentality and just go get it, because you can, because you're strong physically and mentally and emotionally and energetically. So when you practice this daily, you become stronger and more powerful and more sovereign. So go get it.
Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving with the revolution.